Presidential candidate Bernie Sanders calls himself a socialist. That's his language. Do Democrats really want him representing the party at its upcoming convention? The chair of the DNC had a very difficult time answering just that question.
You want to have him up there on the stage as a socialist representing the Democratic Party? Do you want him up there?
Bernie Sanders.
Do you want him on the floor of the convention?
Bernie Sanders has been a good Democrat. Caucuses with the Democrats. Of course he should speak.
Speak in prime time.
He should speak at the Democratic National
Convention. In prime
Convention.
time, with everybody watching.
Bernie Sanders represents a, we are a big tent
So the
party.
answer is yes.
I did. I said yes. I can say yes again.
But in prime time.
I don't know what time he should speak.
And Debbie Wasserman Schultz also had a very tough time answering this one.
What is the difference between a Democrat and a socialist? I used to think there was a big difference. What do you think it is?
The difference between
a Democrat like Hillary Clinton and a socialist like Bernie Sanders.
What's the difference between being a Democrat and being a Republican?
Well, what's the bigger difference? What's the big difference between a Democrat and a socialist? You're the chairman of the Democratic Party. Tell me the difference between you and a socialist.
The relevant debate that we'll be having over the course of this campaign is what's the difference between a Democrat and a Republican?
I think there's a huge difference.
Gee, who would have guessed she never went to school? I mean, a socialist? My gosh, I would think that she would say that the Democrats are a capitalistic party of the United States. Socialist.
She couldn't.
But
Socialist.
she didn't want to alienate her voters.
She couldn't answer this. She didn't get stumped. She couldn't answer it.
Do you really think she couldn't answer it?
Because if she did answer, if she described socialism, this where the collective works for the collective,
right,
and statism, Marxism, socialism, they're all the same. That's basically what's going on in the Democrat Party right now.
No, you're just being mean.
Stop it.
But I was thinking, I think it was like a gotcha question. Look, I thought Chris Matthews asked her a legitimate question, but it stumped her.
She hadn't thought it through. There is no difference.
Are you crazy? What do you mean there's no difference?
And the modern progressive ideology. None.
Greg, what do you think?
I can't figure out if Debbie Wasserman Schultz reminds me of Selma Simpson or Patty Simpson, Marge Simpson's sisters. Look, I don't blame her, she had a hard time denigrating what provides the ideological basis for modern liberalism. Socialism relies on capitalism for survival. If Americans don't do business, the leech on its back starves. Unfortunately, democratic politics has become a modern form of socialism, relying on capitalism to set the table, to cook the food, so they can come along and eat it. Because as a rule, modern Democrats do not create. They only exact a pound of flesh from the creator.
Well, let me just say quickly in retort to that I don't see Democrats saying big industry should be state-owned and controlled by the employees, which I think is...
No, but but Bernie Sanders will tell you up to 90% of your income can go to the state.
Bottom line is, one, she needs these Bernie Sanders voters to go vote for Hillary Clinton. Because Bernie Sanders is not going to win the nomination. We all know that. But those voters, the hard academic left, the hard left, the people who really believe in him, she needs them to go vote for Hillary. So she can't... She's afraid to make anyone mad. Heaven forbid she answer the question.
He's running for the Democratic nomination, so you're exactly right. So, Dana, let me just say this to you, that when Bernie Sanders is asked about being a socialist, he says, oh, well, most Americans agree with me on higher minimum wages, pay equity, free tuition to public colleges. So, I mean, is America becoming socialist?
I mean, that's his view of it, and I actually think that the exchange between Matthews and Schultz is very instructive for Republicans, because when you get out there, if you look at how hard it was for Debbie Wasserman Schultz to answer that question, just wait till Hillary's out there. Because as Jedediah says, she needs to get all of that support. It has to be, you've got to pump up the base, but at the same time, you can't turn off every other voter in America who believes in the free market. One of the reasons that she had to flip-flop on trade, I heard that. One of the reasons she had to flip-flop on trade is because she was worried about Bernie Sanders. Does anyone here think for a second that when she becomes president of the United States, she wouldn't push for more free trade agreements? I think that she would, but she's going to be exposed for it.
Well, you know
that was very instructive.
But I must say the highlight of the segment was Marge Simpson's sister. Yes, she does look like Marge Simpson. Oh, my God. Stay right there. Facebook Friday up next.